Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's tarot reading. This week, I have decided to use the Mythic Tarot, a new approach with the tarot cards based around Greek mythology. And as usual, I've been shuffling the deck with a view to pull three cards that will speak to the unfolding of our upcoming week. I'll just connect with the deck. And we'll cut the deck. Taking the top three cards, our first card is going to look at the present moment, what's happening in our field right now. Our second card will look at the past influence that brought us here. And our third card is going to look at that future potential. I'm turning this first card and we have the Five of Wands. Now, the wands being that fire element, this is relating to our spiritual growth and development or our career. So the fire is a passionate, searching energy. And so that is really the essence of the card. Now, the fives in tarot do not necessarily mean a good thing. So the fives are a little, disconcerting. And in this image, we see that with this huge dragon. Now, this person here that is trying to fight the dragon with two of the wands, this is Jason. Jason of the Argonauts. He's been on the search for the golden fleece. Now, the sorceress Medea has actually helped him find the dragon so that he can beat the dragon and take the fleece for himself. She's holding the three wands, he's holding two. So you can see there's a little bit of strife in this card, and that's really the essence of it. The dragon in myth is the guardian of obstacles. He represents those obstacles that we haven't yet managed to surpass. And as we can see from that, Jason is still trying to get the fleece. Now, ultimately, he does get the fleece, so we know there's a positive to it as well. But in terms of a tarot reading for now, I'd like us to consider if there's any obstacle in our way right now with spirituality or career or something that we're passionate about. Maybe we're on a mission to create something, but we're not quite sure where we're at. So just bear that in mind. Let's see where that came from. Okay, well, it came from a major arcana card and it's the Magician. So here we see Hermes. Now, Hermes, once upon a time, tried to fool his brother. His brother is the god Apollo. And he did that by sneaking away with Apollo's cattle. And he snuck away by putting his sandals on his feet the wrong way around. So when Apollo realized the cattle had gone, he went looking for the perpetrator in the wrong direction. Now, obviously, Hermes needed to kind of apologize to Apollo once he finally caught up with him. And he did so by offering Apollo a lyre, a musical instrument. Apollo was taken aback by that, and the magician here, Hermes, also offered Apollo lots and lots of praise on how wonderful he was and what a great god he was. And so in return, Apollo was won over, and in exchange, he gave Hermes the control over the four elements. And here we see those elements laid out on this rock. So we have the cups for the water element. We have the fire here on that caduceus, the flame for the fire element. We have the sword for the air element, and we have the pentacle for the material earth element. Now you'll notice here that Hermes is stood at a crossroads and he has one hand pointing up and one hand pointing down. So he's at that crossroads, and the crossroads also being his connection to higher awareness as well as lower awareness. And that was part of the gift that Apollo gave him, the gift of being able to use these elements for divination. And so what he's doing in this moment as that past influence, remember the major arcanas are quite important. So we had this crossroads and we were thinking, how are we going to use our elements? How are we going to use our magic to create what it is that we want or to move forward with what we want? And we've come up against the dragon of obstacles. Now, we know that Jason wins the battle in the end because he does get that golden fleece. So remember that because the next card is, let's turn it. It's death. Who'd have thought? So we have a major arcana again. So moving forward, we have death. Now, this is represented by Hades. Hades is the lord of the underworld. And once Hades says it's done, it's done. So you cannot escape death. He is the authority. Once the end has passed, that's it. There is that good fortune in the background, though, with the sunlight coming up over those beautiful green fields. And what this is saying is it's not necessarily a death, as in I'm dying or you're dying. It's the death of that transition. So there's that change that we're looking for. If we remember the magician with Hermes, he's at a crossroads. He needs to use his tools. In order to do that, he has to battle with these obstacles that are in his way in order to get what he wants. And once he gets what he wants, that's the end of that story, and now we can transition into the next. So as opposed to it sounding like a really negative card, let's look at this as a positive, a transitional phase into a next stage once we've battled that dragon of obstacles. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye now.